loved this movie, and it really snuck up on everyone by surprise. There wasn't really a lot of promotion for it. I don't even remember seeing a trailer for it. Like, I want to say I saw a YouTube ad for it maybe a week ago, and they kept saying how good it was and all the good reviews it was getting. And plus, I am completely in love with Chris Pine. I think he's attractive. I think he's a good actor, and also Jeff Bridges. I will see anything he's in. Because I love him too. So I went just one day during the week when I was bored and didn't have anything else to do, and I saw Hell or High Water, and you guys, it was so good. I loved it. Just a quick breakdown on what it's about. It's about these two brothers who join forces to rob banks in order to save their dead mother's ranch that is to be foreclosed on by the bank. And the twist is, spoiler alert, they actually found oil on the ranch, and that's why they're fighting so hard to keep it, because they want to keep it in their family and give it to their children so their children don't have to be poor and don't have to struggle like they did. And what I really loved about the movie is that it's kind of thinly veiled over the issues that the small person has with banks and the banking industry, like predatory loans and, you know, loaning somebody just enough money to keep them poor and in servitude. And I just really liked it. And Jeff Bridges plays, I guess he's the antagonist because you love the bank robbers and you see where they're coming from. So I guess Jeff Bridges is the antagonist, but he plays this state trooper who is on the eve of his retirement. So he wants to go out with one big bang and one last bust. So he kind of refuses to let these bank robberies go and is kind of becoming obsessed with catching the robbers. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it really brings a very firm argument to the stand your ground law. There's actually this really cool scene where towards the end of the movie, the brothers, played by Chris Pine and Ben Foster, rob their last bank that's supposed to give them the last part of their money to pay back the loan. And they're confronted with this town militia. This just about 5 cars full of Texas gun owners who make it their mission to hunt them down and keep them until the police arrive. So I thought that was really cool. I wasn't really expecting that to happen. So I really loved it. I will say go see it. If not for the refreshing plot, for the performances, particularly Jeff Bridges and Ben Foster were really the standouts to me. Jeff Bridges, spoiler alert, his partner is killed in front of him in the third act of the movie, and just his acting when he realizes that his friend is dead and wanting to avenge his friend and finally, you know, closing the case in the best way that he can. I really liked it. And also Ben Foster. Ben Foster is an amazing actor, and it just saddens me that he is not uber famous. Like, Ben Foster, you may know him from Freaks and Geeks. He played the boy with special needs. He was in Alpha Dog. He was in that movie Hostage with Bruce Willis. He's had a lot of the same roles, like, you know, the bad seed, the bad egg, the kind of rough and tumble guy. And he does play that in Hell or High Water, but he did such an amazing job. Like, I would not be surprised at all if he were nominated or at least considered for a nomination for like a Golden Globe or an Oscar.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I loved it. Definitely go see it.
Jeff Bridges is one of those actors. He's like fine wine. He has definitely aged. His acting career has aged marvelously. Most actors, they get to a certain age and their movie roles are now limited. They're going to do so many things. But he brings that refreshing, intelligent, gruff, old man demeanor.
That wise old man.
That wise old sage.
And he can play any type of character. He can play the rough and tumble. He can play the badass and True Grit. He can play like the funny, dopey uncle or funny, dopey dad.
What was that one movie he did with him and Ryan Reynolds, RPD?
R.I.P.D. That was terrible. I'm not going to excuse him for that.
But, okay, so he had that one. But I mean, so in this movie right here, Hell or High Water, if you ever notice anything about Texas westerns, whatever the case may be, they have such
black and white.
Yeah, like it has such a it's like even though the brothers that you're telling me were you're rooting for them, but you're also looking at, okay, this is the law part. So I mean Texas westerns like No Country for Old Men, they have such a slow build up. And then,
definitely the same with this movie. It's definitely a slow burn. Like the first 30 or 45 minutes, you're kind of wondering, like, okay, where is this going? What's going to happen next? But that's what I loved about this movie, because in more modern movies that we're starting to get today, you're force fed everything. And like everything has such a heavy exposition in the first 10 to 15 minutes. So actually having to sit back and pay attention to surroundings and pay attention to the interactions between the characters, it was very refreshing. And I kind of like that about the movie. Like, it's not saying, okay, this guy is 1 day or 1 week before his retirement. It's you see Jeff Bridges looking sad, and he's looking at a letter saying, okay, you're being forced to retire in the next 30 to 60 days.
And so what I love about movies with movies like this is like it makes you, nowadays there's no investment in the characters. It's like, okay, the first 5 minutes,
here's the good guy.
Here's the bad guy. Here's the bad guy. But sometimes, as what you're talking about this movie, the bad guys aren't bad guys. I mean, yeah, they are breaking the law, but when the laws themselves are so unjust, are they breaking the law?
And a part of the plot that I thought was cool was the brothers, they were only robbing a certain brand of bank. And it was the brand of bank that sold their mother the bad loan. So they're robbing these banks and then paying them back with their own money.
Isn't that poetic justice?
Which I thought was like super cool.
And for those people out there that are wondering how I am justifying the robbing of banks, which I'm really not, but I am. 99.9% of banks, I want to say 100% of them, they are all covered under the federal. It's a federal thing, so if they do get robbed, they're covered. It's insured, so they're not losing any money. So the fact that this money is coming out of there, okay, so you lost $1 million, you're insured for it. Okay, what's the big deal? I don't want to say the big deal with that, but if you look at the fact that the main character, one of the brothers, said, I've been poor. He said, what is it?
He said, poverty is a sickness.
Yes.
I've been poor my whole life. My father was poor. His father was poor. I'm doing this so my children will never be poor, and their children will never be poor. His whole motivation for doing this was to stop that cycle of poverty in his family, which I thought was cool. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to get all this money so I can buy nice cars and buy a nice house. At the end of the movie, the brother that survives, he pays the loan off so his family owns the ranch outright. He gives this ranch to his ex-wife and his 2 kids. Because he was like, he felt guilty that he had to drop to such depths to like get the money. He was like, I don't deserve what's coming.
But my kids do.
So I was like, wow, that's not what I expected at all.
Yeah, I mean, you basically expected him to go get the ranch. He takes over or something like that. He leaves to his kid. He said, no,
we have it now.
Yeah, so now the cycle has been broken. So I mean, that's, oh man, I definitely got to go check this movie out. I mean, it's very rare that you check out a movie, that you get a movie like that where like,
it comes out of nowhere, like no promotion. I only saw like one trailer for it, and I just decided to like check out the reviews. And I want to say it has like 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
like it's really good. So if I had to give it 1 out of 10, no movie's perfect. I think the only perfect movie was Godfather 2. So I would give this movie a solid 8.5.
I have to check that out. I would, since I value your opinion, I would definitely check this out. Probably pick me a day when I get all work. Probably go swing through it. I love Atlantic Station. I'll probably go swing through and go go check it out. I mean, I love westerns anyway, so this will definitely go up my alley, And